on a really poor run at the moment. Lecce, who were able to put a stop to a concerning run of 10 consecutive defeats, and they were able to get a really hard-fought draw against Lazio in the south of Italy. Lecce haven't won away from home since beating Fiorentina on the 2nd of November. Fiorentina team who at the time was in an even deeper crisis than they are in at the moment. Torino, on the other hand, have really struggled for results this season. Their last win at home was on the 13th of December against Cremonese. Just a 1-0 result for them. And it's been a little bit of a paradox surrounding this Granata side, because they've been able to beat the likes of Roma and Napoli, and yet they've dropped points against teams whom you would imagine to really capable of beating. The officials for this game: Simone Sozza takes charge of the match. He'll be flanked by Alessandro Costanzo, Giovanni Baccini. Matteo Vacchetti is our 4th official, whereas Gianluca Aureliano takes charge of VAR for Brissoli. Zemini Francesco can rely on reinforcements of his own following Walid Khedira's arrival on loan from Napoli, as the Italo Barocco looks to strengthen Serie's worst attack. There is only one other change, as Riccardo Sotil replaces Lavnik Banda on the left wing for consecutive start for Israel's Obrigado man in midfield, another of which is new arrivals this January. Dunat Zapata back at the side from the first minute. Can he have the desired effect of this Torino attack that has been misfiring? Torino without any goals in their last 3 Serie games. Torino against Lecce, 50 against 70 at the Olimpico Canale Torino match day 23 of Serie. A massive day in terms of the race to avoid relegation this season. No team has collected fewer points than Lecce of the last 5 league matches, whereas Torino have lost 4 Serie A games in a row for the first time since the COVID-hit season of 2019-2020. Two teams who are no confidence at the moment, perhaps more so Marco Belloni and the Granata, following that 6-0 humiliation on the backs of Lake Como against Lariani. Marco Baroni, as well as his opposite number, Jose Di Francesco, under massive pressure. There will be concern for them as well, as Alberto Gilavino was sacked as head coach of Pisa. This is the moment where, if coaches are able to show that there is improvement in the results as we approach the crucial run and final third of the season, that there can be plenty of problems. Baroni, whose stop was so high when he joined Torino after some good work with Lazio, did see eye to eye Tadio Lotito, first head coach not to see eye to eye with the Lazio owner, and of course prior to that, a wonderful achievement with Verona to cheat the Giallo Blu in Serie against all odds. This is Sotil. Sotil finds it the cost. It's very nearly turned in there. Tadina in the middle, and Nolan was there as well. A metre or so too far ahead of Gaddelman. The last 2 Serie A games, Torino was swept aside by Roma after struggling to cope with the Giallorossi's fast start. They conceded early against Como as well. need to show a little bit more structure and defensive awareness in this game for sure. And Marianucci on the corner. Saul Coco. Fired to Lazaro. Look at Lasic's reaction there. Gives us a little bit of an insight as to what the mentality and the emotional package is at the moment of the Torino players' minds. Just 2 minutes into the game, and really vocal and frustrated reaction there from Vlasic. Vlasic, who has been one of Torino's best players this season, if not Torino's best player this season. In one of his worst games, and it got out to jersey against Calvo. Lazaro has a day. Two of the Torino players who perhaps came away from that game with a little bit of credit. They really tried to make something happen. And discussion as to whether or not the penalty awarded against Guillermo Maripa should have been a penalty. The end, the general consent was that Torino would have lost the game against Como no matter what, such as the superiority of Fabregas's players. But penalty, the score was still 2-0, effectively killed the game. Vlasic, Adams just above it. Edmund to try and do as much as possibly. Then he can allow to get those crosses. Had that been Zapata, Adams might have been a free header to do that. Zapata. Brochap just saw the Zaro car keeper to play on that occasion. Shot there by Chedira. Chedira, who made his debut for Lecce. The draw against Lazio. The dullness in that game. But it's been very clear that Lecce's attacking players just hadn't contributed enough in terms of goals this season. Two scored by Nicolas Sturridge. Just a one for Francesco Camata, the 17-year-old, who is currently injured as well. And they had Curtis Satsun with a handful of goals from the wings. And it's Tabo Pirotti, who's one of Lecce's best players that season. Lecce score in the league this season. Therefore, Walid Khedira, no stranger to the region of Apulia in Italy, having played for Bari a few seasons ago. Scored 7 goals to Bari, the campaign where the southern Italian side reached the Serie B playoff final, where they were beaten by Cagliari. That famous Pavoletti goal at the very last minute of added time. That's a good ball as the Zan racist that he would have played, but was given offside. Shits his finger, says he wasn't. It was close, but he might have been offside. Much more comfortable playing down the one's length. And you know, there's Zaro able to play in early crosses, which is what he likes to do, and he's got really good quality. Pedersen did well to keep this in. Injury to Zakaria Abou-Bilal has forced Nazaro to go to the left wing back position. Zapata fouls. taken quickly by Torino and Headings. Now Pedersen. Torino looking to play with a little bit of attacking intent. Pedersen. Just blocked by Koulibaly. Casade watchful. And he'll win it back as well, Casade. Zapata, Ilchan. Adam splashes. It's just a dead heap. And shut down by outside the corner. It's a good Torino moves. Unlucky that the header didn't find its way at the back of the net. A good save. Sort of landing made off at the corner. Tuvan Zapata just offside. This was Casade. Ilkan. Last Torino player to score a goal, maybe had Iljan in the last minute of the Coppa Italia, dating with Roma. Torino set to return to Coppa Italia action against Inter. So lovely flick. Adams picked out to Denny. Has to have Casate a little bit far away, but Serie down on goal. So corner comes and plays. Someone that causing problems at the moment, moving the ball quickly, which was what they need to do against Lecce. The corner has gone down. Coco, another player, so often has been solid for Torino, but we had a really poor game. Jans Como, bullied by Anastasios Douvikas. Resulting in Adams' header. Should have put that away, Adams. You will know that, regardless of whether it was offside or not. Should be allowing Falcone to make the save. Heads it straight at the goalkeeper. A little bit of a concern for Coco, just as Torino were looking to have a settled back three. It's one of the problems for BA Dinanata this season, that the formation has not often been the same. Soon lineup. But what he's done in his game, Salzburg can be an absolutely dominant centre-back. Let's take that collision there with Gandelman. I thought it was. It's going to keep them out of the game. Significant break of play here. Just Torino were starting to get themselves into some dangerous positions as well. couple of players left Torino during this January transfer window as well, with Serie and Christian Slani's loan moves coming to an end. Some players who had never really impressed in a Granata jersey. Players who have joined the club have so far been loan deals that are permanent, negotiated by Urbano Cairo and his team. Gallo. Foucault. Zaro. Chins down by Pierotti. Maripab. Adievolci. Firmly done that by Luca Marianotti. Did him a little bit of confidence as he looks for a little bit more regular first team football. This is played forwards to Cazadei, and then once again it's an immediate a bit too far ahead of Cesare Cazadei. Torino's big signing this time last season. Brought back to Italy from Chelsea. Intercepted by Coco. Cazadei had more time available to him. Lazaro, seat. Torino's plays times trying to do things that are more complicated than necessary. Player who's joined the Granata, isn't in the starting 11, but who has made the bench for this game. So our team is Johnson Chalieri. And going down a little bit wishfully there. Back Adams. With the corner. This is clear. Did well. It's given away. Lecce barely had any possession so far in the first 15 minutes of play. Xavier Lecce relegated in heartbreaking circumstances with Frosinone 2 seasons ago. Relegation he suffered with Lecce a little bit more reprehensible. As Lazaro's cross doesn't beat anybody. This who's very quick, keeps it in play. Zapata looking to get back on side. Marianovic, Vlasic, Pedersen, his cross, Adams. Lochan to Lazaro. The pressure from Torino. For Cazadei, Lochan, again, playing such football, creating space. Lochan's ball there. And been too difficult for Adams to bring under control. But this is what Valentino Lazaro is all about. Look at the quality of that delivery. And caught in two minds us to go for it and not falls out of trying to catch it in the end. Cazadei. Gabriel first to it. Lazaro, Bilkan. Let's give it straight to Lazaro. Cries of frustration that you can hear from Zebedi Francesco. Sribari, fouled by Cazadei. they did here. So Lecce to get themselves out of their own half. They've only been out of their own half so far. Adams trying to bring it. Listen, gets the cross in. Zapata. Serie nearly took it under his control. Been very willing at the moment, Torino, to try and create something, running through each other. The work rate's been good. .21 goals scored by Torino this season. That's a return that doesn't see them top of the table in terms of the best attacks in Serie, but they're not the worst either. It's it. The worst with 13 goals scored, then followed by Parma, Pisa, Verona. Has been one of the issues for the Danups. Unable to put away their chances. There have been plenty of games where they've had a lot of opportunities to score more goals. One example that's really striking is the game here against Cagliari. Torino started the game very well. Nikola Vlasic in an incredible run of form. Got the opening goal. Torino went up to lose the game 2-1. It's decided to take multiple opportunities to double their lead. Satir round the outside, good cross. Utab chucked that well. Lacrosse, Khedira. It's near a bit of poplets at the moment. Khedira with his movement, with his strength. Bad setup. Candolan wins it. That's Ara. Zapata. So followed by Temple Gabriel. And Amadapi releases Khedira. Good play. Sotilli. That was costs. Sanazzi tried to win the ball in. Acted with Saul Kokor has been putting his body on the line at the start of this game. He's bruised and bloody, but he's playing on and playing well. Torino starting to lose the ball. They're quicker than they have been so far. Simply a CJ Dillon, Genotti when you said. Gilt has been trying to get himself involved. Cover well. Intensity for Lecce. Settie's ball isn't to the first man. Has a day with the header away. It goes once again. Zapata's header. Behind it goes for a corner. Very direct football by Lecce so far. He's tried to find Jadid and Satu behind the Torino back line and hit the channels. Satu's corner. Coupling a little bit there to that Zapata. That's something to keep an eye on. Koulibaly. That's defended well. So corner. Distribution. Zadira. Yeah. Satil. The cross. It's blocked. And the selection. Pale scrapped it. It's not wide, and it's a corner. Just dumps in again. For course, headed clear this time. Jitlo strike. Dipping us. That's out, giving up the chase. Ball he was never going to get to first. Danilo Vega, a little comic there to Dulan Zapata. Of course, header. Siebert. Ashic. Torino were winning those second balls at the start of the game. They're not winning them anymore. Sotil. Stumsy. Koulibaly. Flexion once again takes him wide, another corner. Newcat and then Coquin. I think that body's in the way there. Satu's delivery away by Kazadeh. Amadani needed the Adi to stretch out that hunt. The next one did really nice deal, but Amadani and the Adi watchful. It was deeply big for the goalkeeper. Soti. Selected again, Edmund. Lost Koulibaly behind. This time it'll be a goal kick. that's his touch of views. McCall. And it goes long. And this might reach Adams now. Edison and him invited. This bishop jeeps his head. Edison. Flash it. To Daniel Adams. Slugs very hard. And Shane Adams breaks the deadlock here. A huge sigh of relief for everybody involved. Perhaps not more so than for Marco Maroni. For Shea Adams, able to show his quality and his good with that post-range finish. Great play by Blačić. Adams. Well, this is going to be checked for offside. It's very, very tight. It does well though, not easy. Great distribution by Blačić. But Corney can't do anything. He's a little bit earlier on, went straight at the goalkeeper here. If he does well to put it in the corner. Goal steps of Shea Adams, who scored twice against Roma in the Coppa Italia. Those were his last goals for the club, and was back to goal scoring ways in Serie as well. And scored in the lead since the reverse fixture against Lecce. Zaro away. Check for Gabriel. Zaida. Straight to the Zara. Casadei. Under example of perhaps Cesare Casadei tried to do things a little bit too complicated. Amadani intercepts. Silibari. Amadani. Spine racing away here, Valentino Lazaro. Waits for support now. Adams. Slash shoot. Zapata. Saitando. Decent chance to attack from Torino. Finish that move. It would have been a really nice goal from Zapata's point of view. The last replay showed us just outside the angle was. Adams. Immediate put in this position time and time again this season. We were talking about it before, came against Cagliari when they took the lead, and then Sapa didn't take their chances, didn't do enough to, though 2 goals up, they paid the ultimate price in the end. It's just Lecce side, they don't have to do well. So sure that they take all 3 points, which could be massive 3 points. Could be 3 points that keep the head coach in a job. Spoken a lot about Torino's 4 defeats, 3 of those defeats coming against Como, Roma and Atalanta, teams who are right up there in terms of challenging for European football. But Lecce's recent run, which has been just as bad, it's not worse, in fact, as Lecce, how the team have collected a fewest amount of points in Serie over the past 5 league games. You look at who they played: Lazio, Milan, Inter and Roma. The really damaging result for Lecce over the last 5 was the loss at home against Parma, game in which they had 2 players sent off as well. Pirotti, Cesadei, fame off, Vega last. Cesadei just shields out of play, does really well. See the lost his footing. Adams. Partners the angle and releases the strike. Sunny corner. Able to block. It was straight at him. He's hungry for a goal here, Duvan Zapata. Casadei. Flash it. Casadei. He's forward. Just like we saw at the start of the game, Torino showing that they really want this a little bit more than Lecce at the moment. But they had options. They wanted a goal. That's a goal. Good save. Pedersen, look at it. Not a space there, Marcus Pedersen. Today, football, tempo qui stanno lottare. Riccardo Sazzini. His father, Andrea Sazzini, is in attendance this afternoon. We saw the last Sazzini a little bit earlier on, ahead of kickoff. You would imagine he's in town to watch his son play, but Serie has invited Serie to come and watch the team in case it was an idea that he could replace Marco Baroni, were Baroni to be sacked after a negative result. Certainly something that is picked up by the fan websites. Already a number of articles Torino fan pages discussing Versatil's presence in the stands. See just how close that offside decision was in the end. Not that close. Tucked the run really well, Adams. We're able to buy Nicola Vlašić after this game and thank him for that assist because it's put on the palazzo for him. It really is. So they believe isolated. Minus physicality, Koulibaly, and also intelligence there to win a corner. That's with Vlašić. This Torino in this situation, but they feel that the 2 points guaranteed. It's probably one of the players who's going to make way sooner rather than later because were it to pick up a yellow card, Vlasic would be suspended for turning the St. Serie game in that crucial away trip to Fiorentina. Panel's corner, last late deck, just the Matty Pan with a clearance. Lamadani, the same connection as we saw earlier on in the game. Under Vanoli and Fiorentina, we thought they were doing so much better after draws against Lazio, Milan, and then the win against Bologna away from home, but it's been back-to-back defeats for them against Cagliari and against Napoli. With Adams, the Enucci first to it. Adams, good serve. Big jab. A little bit fortunate there. Simone Sozza's whistle came to his rescue because his touch was not good enough. So to Casacco. Zidane. Hanasaro. Cassadei had the opportunity to play it back to Duvan Zapata. This is such a good layoff by the Calabria. Look at that. Zapata's clean through. Cassadei goes for goal. So Zapata do it earlier on. Cassadei now. It's a good strike. Well saved. Sending Debris out a little bit slow to get back up to his feet. Luckily in the back of Casadei's mind, the fact that should be contention for a place in Italy's squad for the upcoming playoffs to qualify for the World Cup. Against Northern Ireland on the 26th of March. Diallo, Koulibaly. It's actually almost unthinkable to think that Italy, along with Germany, are the second most successful nation in World Cup history, could miss Football World Showpiece for a third consecutive edition, as to say to qualify for both Russia and Qatar. And yet, to very well happen. Pizarro with a tug on the shirt of Khedira, free kick awarded. Now set pieces is an area where we've seen Lecce cause problems to Torino. Satir's deliveries have been a little hot and cold, but to get the required quality, there's plenty of signs in Lecce's team. So to explore, it's a Pino. Go out for a Lecce throw-in. In front of the travelling supporters. The away sector sold out this afternoon. First 2,500 Lecce fans have made a trip. Sotieri trying to give them something to cheer about. Amadani, Gianozzi, Sega around the outside. Cross comes in, Ilkan heads on. Koulibaly, a bit of a heavy touch. Ilka to mine to win it back. Held on to the ball too long. Tulimani to attack in the opposite direction now. Sega. That's it. Girotti. Sankuko once again putting his body in the way of that. Adams may have scored, but Sankuko so far has really put in a big shift for Torino. Vega. Dandoman calls for the ball, doesn't get it. Girotti does use the Israeli. That's Sango Gabriel. Gabriel. Pan sticking close to Kadina, but Kadina turns his man. Tessadeh stood in the way there. Gandelman strike. Haneadi didn't trust himself to hold it. Decent effort by Gandelman. Haneadi maybe sees him late, pushes him away from goal. Still alive. Sotiri. Diablo. Sadeh is headed clear. Flash it. Wins it off Sotiri. Strike again from Uri Gandelman. Kizadeh allows play on there. Zerotti did well. Tulibari, Blashic. And a yellow card's gone to Nikola Blashic, who needs to miss that crucial game against Fiorentina. It's a yellow card that Blashic and Torino could have done without. That could be a significant suspension. You probably felt that he had to bring Koulibaly down, considering the position there. Oh, it was Salah Koulibaly. Strike up seating him. Really good effort. Fiercely struck. Good try by City. Doesn't just keep enough there. The final move. And he was that full stretch. It's a little bit shady. That's the Pariati. Flashes. Adams. Sabata. Then outside there, Zapata. Super. Team. Damadani. Zerotti. Mandelman was looking for the give and go with the Argentine side. That's gonna roll behind for a goal kick. Half-time whistle goes near the Olimpico Grande Torino. Shane Adams' goal gives Torino a very precious lead at half-time. Two clubs who are in a deep crisis at the moment. National, it is the Granata on home soil. Again, the better of legend at the break. She's Torino 1 and Lecce 0. E Bombari must grabbere Bombari. that he'll be able to put on his personal highlight reel, but he did without holding. Lazara, it's not a good corner. Some strong defending. Look at where he's defending, really high up the pitch, stopping any possible counter-attacking move from Lecce. Good pass by Countdown. Koulibaly to Gamno. Missed control, but takes it to Sotil. Most dangerous player in the Lecce Serie cat to Sotil. It's another cross. Pali up, and that's it. Yeah, people on the back there for Torino. It's inexplicable from Pagliari. Had a go at Lazaro, but surely the goalkeeper has to be aware of what's around him. Been a comical goal to concede had they gone in. Pagliari, you just say, has looked a little bit shaky since the start of the game. Marianucci. Understood. It's quick medicine, but it's not that quick. Dobram Peters. It's the statistics released by Torino to be believed. Marcus Pedersen is one of the quickest players in Serie. Clocked at 36 kilometers per hour last season. Some speed achieved by Pedersen. Sprinting. Went to the ball twice. Marianucci. Koulibaly. Penalty. Koulibaly, Khedira, Marianucci, the defending, Sotil, Gerozzi, Sega, lovely tip ball, just like the finish. It's not something about it. Omri Gandona, it's been tidy in this game, it's dangerous. In and around the box, creating opportunities, really winning in terms of his running. Chianti did really well to keep this in play, you know. That hit a little bit. Maybe in terms of the touch he got on the ball, it might have dropped to one of his teammates in the middle. Casadei's header. Flashes now. Casadei, Zapata, Adams. It's a Casadei first time. Casadei. Bilja. Just corns. Penalty. Just a save again from Falcone. Whoops, that one again. No criticism we can have towards Zapata. He didn't put it in the corner. Straight at the keeper. Adams with another really good ball. Lazaro has time now to pick across. punched away by Falcone. An offside flag is up. Vlašić. Dan really did this ending. Lead by example, Nikola Vlašić. He was the one who stepped up in the aftermath of that defeat against Kolbog and called it exactly how it was. He said it was a shameful moment, that it was probably the worst day in his career. Very honest interview. They went on to say that after they conceded the penalty, the team just gave up, which was unacceptable, and that was the source of his shame. Third time this season Torino had conceded 5 or more goals. Sotil was kept on running. Narushi stays with Sotil and puts him a challenge. And then Lecce prevents it from going out for a throw in though. Gallo. Sotil now. Barriari bounces away. Yeah, everywhere. Oh, the Ardi. Maybe could have caught it, and it was out from here. It's another corner for Lecce. It's another opportunity for them. We'll see. Since it takes it short, Ramadani back to Sotil. But good looking ball. Buddy. This time Pamiadi claims. Milovic. One fans inside the grounds. Lazaro. It's his feet. He's having a good game, Valentino Lazaro. So a debate ahead of kickoff as to whether or not Lazaro would lose his place in the starting 11 following a couple of so-so performances. Milchap, Adams, back to Ilcap. There was nobody in the middle, nobody Japanese. It would have resulted in a good man. But again, Torino failed to use these clear-cut chances to double the lead. Zapata, 1 minute to go. Again, that was a really good build in by Pedersen. He'd have expected either Adams or Zapata to be there. Gambling in case the cross Jamie. Torino with big games coming up against Fiorentina and Genoa in the next couple of Serie A matches. And they've got forward fixtures of their own. They're up against Udinese next at the Via del Mare, then away against Cagliari. 3 massive matches, including this one, where Eusebio Di Francesco has got to get points on the board, and you feel that now draws are not going to be enough, that these are going to have to start being weighed. So pull by Thiago Gabriel, yellow card shown. Hard running by the captain. Might have lost a little of his speed, his explosiveness to get a little older to Van Zapata, but his experience, his positioning remains absolutely top class. Ederson, that's a wasted opportunity. Not quite sure what he was trying to do, Marcus Pettis. Maybe he was caught in 2 minds. The Torino right wing back. Sotti. That's pulling it forward to feet there. Mazzara reaches Adams. To Ilchan. Heavy touch by Ilchan. Dinotti still. Again with the block. Zidane takes the pass. Flash it. 3 Torino players on the attack. Zapata. Flash it. Might have been offside. That stays down. So now. Mariano Orsi. Past the hour mark. It's just going to get away from Casadei, but it is Mazzara. King Watts with Pasta wasn't accurate enough. Again, Lazaro, Casadei, and the forward players have had a really good game. Casadei was one of the players, along with Lazaro, who against Como never really abdicated. They kept on trying right until the end. And the City have played for a club who value the effort put in by players. Torino over the years has been built on, really. The playing himself, Victor Trump, Marianucci, Mamadani, Dandova, Chidigna, Hawks by Kokon. What a performance this has been from Salon Kokon. Later, isn't clear, Gianotti. Good tap call by Lozano. Zapata. Dunvat Zapata. Oh, he's still got a little bit of speed to come up here. Charity nearly all the way. It's going to be a goal kick. He can't believe it. Considering where he picked up the ball with Serino in a position of danger. The referee against that spot on him was a Lecce goal kick. Still no changes made by either head coach. Might see Matteo Prati. Majors Torino debut soon. Falcore, save on Zapata's kept Lecce in the contest. Bukul, and Jeb, too clever, too good, so on Bukul. On the personal level, important for Saul Pukor to put in this kind of a performance after being in a real mingle against Como. Really struggled. Seems like we've rarely seen him struggle against the Lariani Saul Pukor. Nobody Gandil makes way. Lamek Banda is introduced. Gabriel, who was on a yellow card, makes way. Kill on the Gaspar. Introduced. Some life change, but Bando for Gabno Manes. An attacking change. Should see Lecce move from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1. And they're moving to one of the wings. You'd imagine maybe Sotil playing in a more central role. Walker-Notti. Notti can also play alongside Khedira in attack. Danny Koulibaly that shield. And defense for Lecce. Gallo intercepted by Marianucci. Adam is Marianucci to Laps. Finds Pedersen. Comes off download, it'll be a Torino corner. Paroli was asking Fulan Zapata how he was feeling. Mid Zapata just said, I feel good. He ultimately hungry for a goal at this one. Yazara. Very nearly similar goal to the one he scored in the first half, Shea Adams. Completely unmarked at the far post, and from there, you'd have buffed Adams to at least hit the target. His reaction says that he's disappointed. Cather Day. Girotti. Sottili. Now by Marianucci. Vinotti. 2 players on his back. It's on to Danilo Vega. Under finds a bit of space, and Maniati holds there. Slows things down. The Serena goalkeeper. Triple change. What's to happen here for the Granata? Spark. Two-sided corner. That does look like he's tiring a little bit. Down look. Ramadani. T-Buddy. Gaspar, that's straight to Pedersen. Pedersen. Victor Flashet. It was a good idea. Applauded by Nicola Flashet. It's played well, Marcus Pedersen. He looked to play on the front foot throughout the game. He really has. And now it's time for Torino to make their changes. and Torino and Torino. He is going to come on for Sanchez and Casadei, who was a little bit short on gas in the last couple of minutes. I'm sure the crowd agree with that change. What is that? It would have been done. The old jam makes way. And then this Matteo Prati makes his Torino debut here. And Obrador is on for Nazaro. Thirst to it. Zapata. Flash it. Nice keeper that it's now Danny. Yellow card shown to him. Circle foul. That appearing that it was his first in the game, but that doesn't matter. Here is Blati. That's first touch of the ball in Torino jersey that she wants to forget quite quickly. Sweet chance. It's completely missed here by him. Completely over his, I should say. Last 20 minutes here, the Olimpico Grande Torino. Blati and Girid. Flash it. Adams. Edison. And Girid up the outside. Siebert, it's a corner. Answer blows. Missed a lot of football this season as well. He started the campaign pretty well, the Englishman. Still pretty young as well. 24 years old, born in 2001. The delivery, it's by Pagnon. Slade off the 9 by Danilo Vega. So yeah, we are asking Simone Sozza to delay the restart. Let's have a look at this again. Yes, Serie quite started corner. Watch this, the right hand there stops Matty Pad's header. And then Danilo Vega readjusts well on the line. That is brilliant by Falcone. Adams. Blati takes it up with him. And he's put it wide. Torino fans will enjoy that for Blati. Jamie could find the bottom corner. Torino again with 2 big chances to double their lead. Side of the corner. Bloody Pad's header. There he is again. Flash hits. So it's an early ball. The drops the flash hits. It's great play. Flash it. Sotsi. Side by Blati. That's 3 allows it down to Marianuzzi for the infringement on Koulibaly. the Banda since he's come on. There you go. And the door, good defending. Adams. Yep. Marianucci. So it goes as far as Ramadani. Koulibaly picks it up now. At least Torino can hold on to this win. To do them a lot of good. Let's say Torino 5 points clear from the relegation zone. It's the time now for Duvan Zapata to make way. Vlasic takes over the captain's armband. Another player who was just joined Serena on loan. It's going to make Marisa, who's going out to debut here. Sandro Kulenovic, 26-year-old Croatian, scoring for Dinamo Zagreb, 6 goals so far. The Croatian First Division, 15 goals for Zagreb last campaign. May see what he's made of. Start a little bit over 10 minutes to show us still. Konai has been brought on as well for Lecce. Let's plays Ramadan, who's on a yellow card. 90 pound away. Clearance. Nice hold of the ball. Heads on the game. What do I mean? Look at that move. Another bit through the foul. Sega carrying the ball a long way. Down low. Yes, back down. Away from Marianucci, back down, off the punts. Now another strike. The offside flag is up. Gonna walk the full effort by Lamek back down. This is what Torino are exposing themselves to. Lecce done very little to trouble Pariani and the Granada, but Torino still without that second goal, which would give them an important cushion. Serie Stigi Damiani, the Lecce chairman, will be cursing his team's bad luck there. open the door. That's a good challenge. And Serie. Three down low and had nothing divot. She back to Padiati. Sensibly done. How does Eusebio Francesco find a way to Meij's attack more threatening? Failed to score in 12 Serie A games so far this season, Lecce. And they've only managed to score 2 goals in a single Serie A game once this campaign. That was against Torino in the reverse fixture. And they scored 2 against Udinese as well, my mistake. And a defeat away from home, 2 goals against Udinese. Bologna. Very scrappy at the moment. Banda likes this position. Banda post inside again. Looks to curl the column again. Haniadi stops it from going out for a corner. If Torino win this game, Sound Kuko will have to be given massive credit for his defensive performance, as well as Guillermo Maripan. That's what Marianucci has been very solid on his Divanata debut, but those two have really commanded things at the back for Torino. Zelenovic. If it kind of attacker to Zapata, of course. That's a much more powerful, less mobile. Maniveda. Yeah, that's done. Three. Stop by Alpador. Football again. Surges in front of Alexander. Koulibaly. It's way by Nikola Vlasic. Siebert. Pan. Up the door further away. It's chasing after it, but Plymouth, he's had one ball that he's been able to play properly. Kalenovic sits coming on. Marianucci whips it. Comes to Koulibaly though. And Koulibaly. Samina have got to show their steel here. Paradox for the after this season has been that yes, they come into this game with the worst defence in Serie A, but they're also a team. We've had a fair share of clean sheets this season. Just above Panihari, Marianucci away. Flash hits your way. Everybody back for the Granata now. And we hard for a Lecce corner. In comes the corner. Hadi got a finger to it. It's dropped to Bandar. Now the strike, lower, blocked by Guillermo Maripán. Yeah, look, flash it. Ratty to the set Lenovic through. What a third there by Ratty. Sure, nearly won it back. Forward dead seals the defense. Where how many times have we said his name in the last instance? Over the headed clearance. Never done it, no. Let's cross, let's hit, or over hits. Soft running out now for Lecce to find an equaliser. For Lecce with God coming on for Lamadani. God, it's just signed for Lecce for €2 million from Estrella Amadora. The goal snare. Right away, Shea Adams. His first Serie goals and scoring in the reverse Lecce at the end of November. A goal that at the moment gives Torino 3 precious points. And she is on. Lenovic. And she comes in and good speedy taste there between Gaspar and Falcone. Serie anxiously in the direction of the fourth official now to see how much time there's going to be. Torino fans, Mariano Upschi, Henderson combined. Lenovic shakes it after this. Lenovic does well. 4 minutes added on here. Siba. It's a little bit embarrassing that from Lenovic. First game in Serie. Slow yourself to ground like that. I really wouldn't want to see. But it knocks you away. Then Siba. Davide Vega. Three stop out open the door. Quite Lancet's going on up in the door. Spencer Jack, happy to take it. Now to Vlasic. Vlasic. To Ledovic. Koulibaly. Had to be first touch. Giroud trying to stay with him. Yarlo. Stopped by Marcus Pedersen. Who's cranking up a little bit now. Pedersen. So it's Nikola Vlasic. A bit cheating out from Vlasic. As soon as he sees the Lecce player ready to take the throw and goes to ground, this is what you'd rather see from him, those kind of passes. Third assist of the season for Vlasic, and more often than not when Vlasic gets a goal or an assist, Torino get a result. That's how important he is. Day. You can see Torino's players who've been involved in the most goals in the last 3 seasons. It's just up to Adams. But he looking cross. The back of Serie kept it on by Banda. Gardner. Working hard for the team. Evaders cross, but out to your way. Less than a minute remaining of the added 4. Koulibaly. That does cross. Maripan heads on. And G wins the head on Hobbs. That does really well. He's looking for Platzi. Might have been able to feed it to Koulibaly, who's alongside him in and out. Much easier position to find a pass by the corner. It's now whenever the Lecce put on with another header clear. Manjari. And you see Tulenovic puts it on the ground. Finds Vlasic, good play. Vlasic will carry this to the corner. Still going, Vlasic. Saves by 3, Lecce players. These picked up in 2. Fouls, and he'll pick up a yellow card. Takes off to the team, Platzi. This is it for Lecce. Reach 5 minutes of added time now. And then all Lecce's on the delivery. Corner's up. Salas ball goes in toward Falcone and gives Hussein to head clear. It's Saul Coco. Torino hired on for 3 massive points. And after the debacle against Como, it's the kind of performance that'll be very pleasing to Marco Baroni. They've kept a clean sheet. They've scored for the first time after plunging in that last 3 games. And they show Kiffer's mettle and a desire to work for each other. Shea Adams gets the only goal on the match. A massive one for the Granata. For Lecce, it is another massive bump in the road. It's their 13th loss of the season. Final score di Olimpico Grande Torino. Torino 1, Lecce 0. Sal Coco bloodied in prayers, but what a performance he put in this afternoon. Sal Coco, Torino's training retreat seems to have done them a whole lot of good. As Marco Baroni and the entire team come together as one here. It has to be a marker now for Torino to put in this kind of desired work rate on a consistent basis. For Lecce, after Gilardino got sacked in the Pisa dugout, is Eusebio Di Francesco time up here with the Salentini. Di Francesco, who in his last two jobs has seen the club, he's in charge of depths relegated Lecce. Continue to have massive problems in front of goal. Now a 13th game this season where they failed to score. There's Eusebio Di Francesco. Quite a beat in the Lecce dugout for the last side. Smiles all around for me Torino fans who are inside the Olimpico Grande Torino. And great show of support from the 1,500 Lecce fans who made the trip north. There we go. Up the cross, Catlay, Johnson, it's two. Still,